Okay, all right. So we discussed yesterday about operators. Mainly, we saw there are a lot of operators in JavaScript which are similar to other languages. What we have found, we have got unary operators and binary operator based on how many operands they work with. We saw mathematical operators. Special was like exponent operator, which is double star. Others are known mathematics operators. Yeah. Then we saw string concatenation. We said the binary plus acts as both addition as well as string concatenation. How when it will act as string concatenation? If one of the operand is string, the other one it will be implicitly converted to a string and added. Then we saw a special operator called unary plus. This is same as converting a given value, given input to a number. We can use this to convert into a number. This is unary because it works with single operand. We saw another thing called operator precedence. So in an expression, which operator will take more precedence over, yeah, when we have multiple operator, how the the expression should be evaluated. Then we saw what is called an assignment, which is basically updating that value itself. For example, n is equal to n plus 2. I can write n plus is equal to 2 using a shorthand. That's called assignment. Oh no, that is modify in place. Assignment is like, yeah, it evaluates from you know right to left. Generally, the expression it gets evaluated left to right, normal expressions. Yeah, but whereas in case of assignment, it is right to the left. Always whenever it comes to assignment, it is always right to the left. The same behavior we saw here. And then modify in place is, I think I just mentioned, n is equal to n plus 2. I can write simply n plus is equal to 5. This is same as writing a lengthy expression. Increment and decrement, we have got post increment and post decrement. Yeah, same way pre increment and pre decrement. Then we have got bitwise operators. So these are the bitwise operators. I said they work are so basically this is like a single ampersand. This is more of happens at a bit level. Okay, not checking like a regular truth table. I think today we are going to discuss more on this and or and even not operator. Yeah, uh, the logical ones. Okay, but there are like bitwise operator. And then we saw another operator which is called comma, which is having least precedence. And here we saw again it evaluates left to right, just like a normal expression. So here it is going to ignore this value. Only 3 plus 4 is what gets applied. Yeah, so it has very low precedence. So some of the time, like, okay, they will ask you this question. Okay, how does this work? So here also, yeah. So it becomes 3 comma 7. So since it has low precedence, 1 plus 2 becomes 3, 3 plus 4 becomes 7, and then finally the assignment happens. Yeah, the one use case they're given, okay, in a for loop you can initialize many variables. In that case, so all the three assignment will happen one after the other. That's what is comma operator, one of the use case. All right, so I have a question, I think. Yeah, let me see. Ajay, you are saying something. I think I also saw you did put something. Yeah, tell what's
ಸರ್
your question.
ಇದು
Yeah, any question ಇದು?
ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಇದು
Yeah,
ಎನ್
modifying in place.
ಎನ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಎನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆದ್ರು
Hmm,
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಒನ್ ಆದ್ರು ಸೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
exactly.
ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬೇರೆ ತಂದಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಇದು 11 ತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ.
This special case. We saw this special case also. Just a second. ಇದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ನೆನ್ನೆ ಇದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅವಾಗೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಗತ್ತಂತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈ ಥರ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಗತ್ತಂತೆ. n is equal to n star plus 3 plus 5 ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಎಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್
Yes.
ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ವೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇಟ್? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಒನ್.
Yes, sir.
ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಯ್ತು, have the same precedence as normal assignment. So they run after most other calculation. ಏನಂತಾರೆ, the modify and assign operator exists for all arithmetical and bitwise operator. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಗ ಪ್ಲಸ್ಸು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈನಸ್ಸು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿವಿಷನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಚ್ ಆಪರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಈಗೇನಿದೆ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಬಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ವಾಟ್. ಓಕೆ, so we have understood what is called operator precedence. So you know star executes, I mean star has highest precedence over plus. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Now this modifying in place, this shorthand operator, this is different from just the star. These two are different operators. You should consider this itself as an operator.
Okay.
This is one point. The second point is, okay, this precedence of equals to, for example, if I write C is equal to 2 plus 3, tell me what happens. What will be the value of C?
5.
Why do you say 5?
5.
Why not 2?
Because plus is having more precedency compared
Than?
to assignment. Yeah.
Than this assignment. Okay, that is clear. Plus is having more precedence, that is why plus it first adds and then assignment, which means assignment has less precedence than the other mathematical operators. Now the point they are saying, this plus is equals to, or star is equals to, or even equals to, they all have the same precedence. Getting what I'm saying? They all have same precedence, which means, let's say if I write plus is equal to, here plus is equal to, if I write, and C is equal to, I'm going to write 2. Tell me what will be the output? What will be there in C? I put C is equal to 2.
7.
7.
7? Yeah? Okay. Now
Yes,
what?
sir.
Why 7? Because it's a plus. Okay, you add either way, it is okay, fine. But now, what about now?
Ten.
Actually, it
12.
is,
sir.
no, actually it is 10, not 12. How come it will become 12? So first this gets added, then that gets assigned to like C, but you have C as C star 5. Yeah, this is a shorthand, right? So here it becomes 5 2s are 10. So the 10 gets assigned. Is it clear? Though I have written like this, though I am writing like this is same as this. You are just, even if you write like this or if you write like this, both are same. That's what they're saying. And here the precedence is less, so it won't consider this star as a normal star. It considers this as a shorthand star. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
It is considering like that. That's what the explanation. See, such operators have same precedence as a normal assignment. So they run after most calculation. Okay, shall I move on?
Okay, sir.
All right. Uh, yeah, maybe let's see the output once. I'll confirm you with this example, and we'll also show you the output also. Okay, I'm doing hide console. C is 2, and C I'm adding C star this, and then I'll say console.log. Now I'm trying to log C. What I'm doing? Initialize C. I have to create this variable. I'll say let C is equal to 2, so on so. See what is there in C now? 10.
Yes.
Okay. So let's define n is equal to 2 or 3, and then I'm saying n is equal to n star 2 plus 3. Now what is the value of n? What is the value of n? It is becoming
9.
okay. This is becoming 9. I think it didn't execute the way I told. I think I did wrong, correct? So 3 2s,
Yes, sir. It should be 16.
yeah, correct. Yeah. So if I write this operator, then only it is doing. But what I told you both these are same, correct? I told this is same as this. No, I think wrong.
Yes, sir.
Then I got a doubt. Okay, I thought, okay, let's execute and see it actually. No, they are not same. Okay, because they're considered as different operator. I thought the way they've given, okay, way you gave an example like this, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now in this case, what is happening? It is becoming 18.
11, sir.
Wait a second. N is equal to 2. Now here it is going to consider star. Okay, it doesn't consider. If you put here, then that's the case what I have actually mostly explained. But this case, when I have star, then star gets a normal precedence like a multiplication operator. So it is 2 3s are 6. 6 plus 5 is 11. After 11, you are doing again multiplication. But what is the output you are getting? You're saying it is 16, is it?
No, sir, it is 11, sir. I just put it.
No, you just put
Same
it
as.
16. Okay. Yeah, so it should be 11. Okay, I
Yes.
think, yeah. Sorry, so I was saying, I think, did I see that example? Modify in place. Yeah, n star 3 plus 5. Yeah, so they're saying this is same as you multiplying 2 because, yeah, so the reason you understood, because star is equal to this is also called as compound assignment, huh? Or a shorthand. Uh, so this operator has same precedence as equal to. Alright, so with this, let's move on to the next topic. Hope all the questions are clear now. Moving on, okay. Important operator, which is called comparison. So today we'll mainly discuss what is comparison operator. We'll also understand if-else statement, if-else if statement. Another important concept called logical or and even not operator, logical operators. If time permits, we will understand what is nullish coalescing operator. This is also one of the logical operator. All right. So let's start with comparison. So what is a comparison? We can understand comparison basically says we are comparing, we are going to compare numbers. We are going to compare strings. We are going to compare Boolean values. What do we compare? Why do we compare? We compare mostly to check whether they are greater, they are lesser, or they are equal, or they are not equal. That's what is a comparison, correct? I will compare, someone with one more person. Why? I'll be interested to check if he is the same person, if he is a different person. So here the operators are mainly, comparison. So, okay. So here, what is it? Let's make a spelling mistake. Yeah, PA. So what is a comparison? Greater than, less than, equal to, what else? Not equal to.
And less than or equal to, greater than.
Yeah, exactly. Those two are also the, comparison operator, which is LTE or GTE. I'm just writing it in, in a short form, but so we have operators like less than or equal to is this, greater than or equal to is this, greater than, equal to also, equal to we have, you know, is the single equal to is assignment, which we have discussed so far. But then this is double equals to. There is another equals to which is called triple equals to. So one important thing to remember, about comparison is all this comparison will, result into a Boolean value. Either we get true or we get false. Do you understand what I'm saying? All this comparison at the end result will be Boolean value. It's either true or it is false. Should be right. Yeah, should be either true or false. How can it be like okay some other result? It cannot be. Fine. So let's understand. So Boolean is a result. True means yes. False means no. Whatever comparison you are doing, true means yes. Otherwise, it is not correct. But in the comparison, we always think it is just limited to only numbers. We always think it, we mostly compare numbers more, but it is possible to even compare strings also. It is also possible to compare both, I mean, we can even compare Boolean values. Yeah, we can compare Boolean value like true is equal to true or not. Correct? We can also compare mixed also. For example, I can compare is 1 greater than true, or is 2 is equal to true. You can get 0 is equal to false or not. So this kind of comparison also exists. It is not just numbers. Yes, number to number comparison also is there, and other type comparison also is there. Okay, so this is what we are going to now understand. Okay, so the important thing in terms of comparison, you all know this comparison and how they work, which is greater, which is lower. All that is fine. Yeah. So in the string, comparison, string comparison is something which is different. Yeah, something that you have not would have used that much, but this you need to understand from the JavaScript standpoint, point of view. So what exactly is a string comparison? What happens if I am comparing two strings? If I am comparing, something like JS with versus Java. Let's say I'm comparing like this. Tell me what will be the output of this comparison.
False.
Why it is false?
Sorry, true.
Why it is true or why it is false? What is the
Sir,
rules behind this?
So first it will check in both the words first letter. Then if it is true, then it will compare the second letter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here A is greater than S, so that's why it will return true.
A is not greater than S, correct? S is greater than A.
A is greater.
Yeah, you told the other way around, but that's fine. Yeah. So let's see the output also. Then we will understand. Okay. So you said it is true. Let's cross check, and then we'll understand what is the string, you know, comparison is doing. So this is mainly used for sorting. Yeah, this is how even the JavaScript array method sort also works. So JS is greater than Java. Okay. You know how this comparison works? Yeah, now let's understand this rule. First thing is they've given it compares character by character. It doesn't compare the whole word. Can you know what I'm saying? First it is going to compare J with J. Now they're equal. Correct? They're equal basically. So then it will move on to the next one. So which is the next letter?
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens here?
S is greater than S is compared with A. So S is greater than here, then it will return true.
So S is compared with A and S is greater. How do you say S is greater? Based on what S is greater?
Mm. Sir, in that dictionary format or alphabetical format, S is.
Alphabetical format S is there, dictionary format S is there. They're saying this
Ask
happens
me.
basically Unicode format. There is a Unicode table which is there. In that Unicode table, the index value of S is more compared to A. For example, take it like a simple ASCII table.
Sir, Unicode and ASCII codes both are same or different?
No, but they are saying it is different actually. Okay, they are different. See, ASCII is very limited set. Unicode is having a bigger set. You can take it like ASCII is subset of that Unicode. You see, it has got only these 127 characters. Okay. Now here you see the you know you see the J value. Sorry, S value. Right now we are looking at S, which is 115. What are we trying to compare with? 97. So it is going to check if 117 is greater than 115. I mean 95. So you now what you say? You say true. So as soon as it finds that this character at this character itself, if it is greater, then the result will be returned either true or false based on this comparison. In this case it is true, so it is going to return true, and it is going to stop. It won't check this V and A and all this. Even if you put 10 characters, let's say like this, the comparison stops at this character itself because it found that S is greater than A. Yeah, again to repeat, it is going to check character by character. Yeah, if at all it finds this character is greater than this, then the comparison is over. This is okay. So what I'm trying to say, so let's say you put JAA, and this you put G, GZZ. This is greater. Why? Because J is greater than G. That's all. Comparison is over. That's how the dictionary comparison also. They're saying in dictionary, so this word comes first and this word comes later. That's why this is greater. Do you agree or not? This comes in the G index. This comes in the Z index. Yeah, so they've given clearly rules. Okay, and in comparison, this is how it happens. And now there are some special case. What happens if one of the string is smaller, one of the string is bigger? So they've given the explanation here. Okay, so you all read it actually. If I have to tell you everything, then you will forget. You will only remember what I am saying. No, you come back, read all these two rules, what they are saying, but remember it happens character by character, and then using the Unicode order. So they're saying not a real dictionary, but Unicode order. Basically, it is going to convert that particular uh, character into its Unicode value. So Unicode is what? So is an internal encoding table JavaScript uses. Yes, as I told you, there is a comparison of different types is there. Yeah, so we'll move on. So the important concept we understood, how the string comparison works in JavaScript. Very important. Yeah, it continues as long as they are same. It stops if it at one point if it finds either less or greater, it is going to stop. Okay, now let's come back to comparison of different types. Here the answer is true. Why? So that's saying when you are comparing, you know, when you are comparing any other type like with number, this is being converted to number. This is also being converted to number. Yeah, string is being converted to number whenever you are comparing, you know, anything with number. So in simple formula you have to remember, if at all you are doing any of this comparison operator, be it less than, greater than, triple equal to, all these things, yeah, except this triple equals to, in all the cases, if there is one of the operand is number and you are doing comparison, then what? Okay, comparison. So it is going to do, okay, the other operand into a number, meaning there is basically implicit conversion to number. You remember this simple rule. Number comparison with other type, implicit conversion of non-number to number, or the operand to a number. So the best example is here. So you do even equal to, yeah, the string becomes first 1, numerical 1, and 1 is same as 1, so that's why it becomes true. Now look at this example. Here also one of the operand is number. So now one of the operand is number, the other will be converted to number. Let's see how. So what is a, yesterday we understood type conversion, we also understood, okay, why it is important. So the numeric value or the numeric conversion of true is what?
1.
1. So that's what. So numeric conversion of true is 1. That's why it is equal to 1. That's why this true becomes 1. Yeah, numeric conversion of false is 0. That's why it becomes 0 is same as 0. That's why it is true. Yeah. Okay, they're given some funny consequence also. It is possible that at the same time two values are equal. One of them is true as boolean and the other one is false as a boolean. So this we will discuss. Okay, this is a special case what they say. but it's not kind of a special case. Okay, so you see here a is 0 and I'm trying to convert this boolean into boolean. So as per the yesterday's discussion or previous learning, so this will become false. Why? Because 0 is one of the falsy value. Rest of them are non-falsy. Here it is a string 0. So when you are converting a string 0, you see what happens? It becomes true. Why? Because it is not a 0. It is considered as string. Then it becomes true. But then, see, this becomes false, this becomes true. As per what? As per string conversion, and then as per boolean conversion. Sorry, not the string conversion, as per the. So simply, in simple words, what they are saying, let's say you take a funny sequence, a is equal to 0, and then another value called b is equal to string 0. So now tell me what happens if I compare a is equal to b. What happens here? I told you just now one rule. Whenever you are comparing one type with other type, what is going to happen?
String is converted to number.
String is converted to number. So it means this becomes true. Why? So though you are comparing 0 with 0, so this part is converted to number. That's why it is true. Is this clear? At least this much. I'll come back to this funny sequence.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but then if you go on like comparing, like you see boolean value of the 0 is false, but as this same boolean value of this 0 is not false. This is true. That's what they are trying to explain. Okay, so why we understood. Okay, so nothing to dig deep into it, but as we understood simple. So the rule is very simple. When your comparison number with any other type, it is going to be converted as number. Simple, right? Okay, that's a rule. Now we have got double equals to, which is a comparison operator. Yeah, basically to check the equality, whether they are equal. So what do you see in the equality? So there is an example here, 0 is equal to false. What is happening? Just now we understood this will be converted to number and then compared with 0. That's why it is true. Don't tell me 0 is false and that's why it is false. No, remember like that only. Fine. But then what they're saying here, this operator cannot differentiate whether 0 is equal to false or not. But why it cannot differentiate? Tell me. Why it could not differentiate? 0 is not equal to false, correct? Meaning, so in reality 0 is not false. 0 is different, false is different. Why this is happening? Now look at this another second example. There's an empty space and I'm checking with false. That also it says true. Empty is false. Why? The simple reason is whenever I'm trying to compare with this double equals to, it is going to do some implicit conversion. What it is doing? Implicit conversion. So at times we want to distinguish this 0 and false. At times we want to distinguish this single quote with false because they are not same. Maybe they are logically true, but they are not same, correct? So in equality you cannot give they are same. So that is where we got another operator which is called triple equals to, okay, which does not do this implicit conversion. It is for sure going to check the type. Yeah, so this we are saying it is number, okay, fine. But here what happened? correct? In string case, what happened? Was this false converted to a, yeah, what is a string value of false? What is the string value of false? Anybody remember?
Sir, double
What is it? String value of false?
without space.
It's not empty.
Double quote.
No, no, it is not. You said it is empty quotes, correct? No, it is in quotes, it is false only. String value of true is same. It is in quotes string. Now, why I am saying this? So I am saying in case of Boolean comparison, the other will be converted. If it is not a number, it is going to be converted into a Boolean value. In case of when one of the operand is number, then it is the other operand will be converted to a number, and then the comparison will happen. Okay, that is just to remember the rule. Yeah, so nothing with respect to string. Yeah, string is least when it comes to equal to. But then we got a strict operator. The strict operator, it checks first the type. If the type is same, then it is going to check for a value. What I'm talking there is a strict equality operator which is better than the equality, the normal equality, because normal equality is not correct. It does some implicit conversion. Yeah, so whenever we want to have a strict equality, also in JavaScript, it is recommended to use the strict equality always. So what is strict equality or strict not equality? There is one more called strict not equality. So in the strict case, it is going to check whether this is without conversion. It will check whether this is Boolean. Okay, if this is Boolean, no, they are not Boolean. Their data type is not matching. First thing, then immediately it will throw it's a false. No more comparison is required. Yeah, just to show you one quick example. Okay, so we know one string form. Yeah, one which is in string form is equal to this one. Why? Conversion happens. But the same thing is false in strict equality. Why? It is going to check first the type. They are not same. Yeah, same case with 0 is equal to false. See, it is false. But if you go for double equals to, then it will say true. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give you a 10 minutes break as we discussed. In that 10 minutes break, if you already had a dinner, maybe revise what we are talking about already or what we saw in the previous chapter. And then if you got some more time, you can even read. So now it's at 9:24. Think we'll connect back at 35. Okay, 9:35 we'll join again. Yeah, so that time, I mean, if you have time, you go on reading. We will discuss more on this. All right. Okay. Talk to you soon. You all can be there, and then you can come back once you're done. Okay. All right. So let's convert. Sorry. Let's continue. Not to convert. I think we have done a lot of conversion. So now we understood what is strict equality. Let's move on to comparing with null and undefined. Basically, this is a special case. So what happens if I have one operand which is null and another operand which is giving undefined? And in that I have to compare null is equal to undefined. But operands, okay, dynamically some variables we are going to have a null value or undefined value. Then Then what happens? Then now let's see. So with the strict equality, just now we understood they're different because they are different type. First of all, their type itself is different. That's why it is false in case of triple equal to. But in case of equal, we see some different result. So triple equals to, always check the types, whether it is null, undefined, boolean, string, number. No, it doesn't matter. First check type. If types are same, then go for comparing the value. Otherwise, it is false. With non-strict, they are equal actually. So there is a saying, null and undefined are equal to each other, but nothing else. You have to remember this line, what I'm saying. Null and undefined are equal to each other, but nothing else. Meaning they are not equal for any other thing when you compare. Yeah. See what they are saying for maths. This is for equality. What I said is now for equality. Okay. For equality, null and undefined are equal to each other. Yeah, it is there, na? But not any other value. This you have to remember. Whereas for greater than, less than, the relational operator, we can call them as relational operator. So null becomes 0, while undefined becomes NaN. Why? The numeric value of null is 0, numeric value of undefined is NaN, not a number. Do you remember? So when we try to convert numeric value of null to 0, numeric value of undefined is NaN. So the same thing they're saying. Okay. So the same goes here when you are using with greater than, less than. Okay. Now there is one funny sequence there again saying, so null we just discussed is equal to undefined only. So they are both equal to each other and undefined, but nothing else, no other value. So here it becomes false. This is a special case. If you remember, earlier I told any number when you are comparing with other number, it is going to convert this operand to number. But numeric value of null is 0 only. Yeah. So only with equality with null or even with undefined, this is the same result. This is a special case you just have to remember. But see, otherwise, null is greater than 0, answer is false because this becomes a Boolean false. This becomes, this becomes 0. Numeric value is converted to 0. Here also numeric value, it is converted to 0. 0 is greater than or equal to 0. So you have the answer here. Correct? Now what is this? This is a special case of comparing null and undefined. Very important. They'll ask you these kind of silly questions, simple questions during your interviews, just to confuse you. Especially in the trickiest interviews I have seen, they'll start asking these basic simple questions only. And you will get confused. Within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if you are not sure of the fundamental, they can just check these three things only. Okay. Clear? So let's move on.
Yes, sir.
Incompatible undefined, same thing. Undefined is also not equal to 0. It is neither. So we saw numeric conversion is NaN. So what it means, NaN is greater than 0, false. NaN is less than 0, that's also false. So undefined, this is again special to remember. So undefined is neither less nor greater than 0. Okay, they have given the explanation. So basically here it converts to NaN. Yeah. So again, the final conclusion: avoid problems. Why did we, tell you all this example? Because at times you will end up, this kind of comparison. That time it becomes difficult to debug for you. Yeah. So if you are familiar with all these things, then you can actually kind of avoid, yeah, unwanted result actually. You know what I'm saying? Can avoid really the unwanted result that might happen. Okay, so it's not that we are going to compare undefined and null. As I said, it's a variable will end up having mostly undefined, majorly undefined. Null, if at all you are using null also. Okay, so this is about the comparison operators. We said all the comparison operators, okay, will end up giving a Boolean value. It is possible to have comparison. It is possible to have a cross type comparison also. Very special case is double equals to and triple equals to, how they behave. And I told you some simple rules like double equals to with the new number except when it is null or undefined. So there is a conversion. There's a conversion which is going to happen. Okay, so let's move on. And then we saw a special case of null and undefined. They're equal to each other but no other value. So with that, let's move on to conditional branching statements. These are actually statements. I think most of you know this. I'll not take even more than 5 minutes to explain what it is because we have seen. So let me know if any of you don't know or not studied already. Then we'll see. Okay. So let's see. So yeah. So if statement, we all know what is if statement. What is it? If the condition, you write a condition, yeah, you write a condition, you write an expression after the if statement. If that expression is true, then what? Then the block which is directly within the block, yeah, we can also have a block, or we can also have just one liner like this. If at all I don't have multiple lines, I can omit this block, basically the block statement. So if this is true, then only this will get executed. If this condition doesn't become true, then this block will skip. So far why we studied operators, comparison, conversion and all that. Now when you come to this if statement and all, when you are writing expression, when you are checking whether it's a boolean or it is true or it is false, so all the previous learning should help you here. Should not again think whether it is true or false. Now the reason we have learnt all those things is to be clear when it comes to this kind of comparison or when we are writing this kind of conditional statements. Yeah. So basically whatever you write here, it is going to evaluate. I mean, if it's a simple expression, it is going to evaluate. If you are writing simply number, uh, a string value or any other value, it is going to convert into a Boolean conversion. Yeah, it does do a Boolean conversion. If you have expression and if it is not resulting into a Boolean value, it is going to convert it. That's what is Boolean conversion saying. And so far we have understood what are falsy values. We also understood what is true values also. At the same time, we have also understood how does a Boolean comparison also happen. Okay, now the if statement has got its counterpart called else statement. If the condition is becomes false by any chance, then the else clause will execute, either if or else, not both. Correct? Neither if. Sorry, so I was saying either if or else, not both. So let's say you end up having several conditions, like in this case. Yeah, year can be less than 2015, year can be greater than 2015, year can be too early, or it can be something which is not any of these. In this case, we can use what is called as else if, yeah, which is again if, yeah. So it is going to check this condition only if the if is false, then it goes to else if. And again, we can have multiple else if statement, that is also called as else if ladder. Yeah. So for all this statement, if else, you can write even single line. But it is always recommended you put a block. You put two curly bracket, that is called block. Yeah. These two curly parentheses is actually called block. Okay. So with that, we understood what is if, else, if. Now there is an operator called ternary operator. Okay, here they're naming it as conditional operator also. The short form of if else can be written, using this conditional operator. For example, if age is greater than 18, or else, access allowed is false. For example, now this is what I'm going to write using if else. They're saying that can be, a lot minimized with this ternary operator, or it's also called as condition operator. So all I have to say is now access allowed is becomes age greater than 18, then the answer is true, otherwise false. So where is the ternary operator comes? The condition operator. So just before the, just after the condition, I have to put the condition, this operator. Now if this becomes true, then this will get executed, or this gets assigned to this variable. Otherwise, this value gets assigned to this variable. It's not that always you have to put true or false. Yeah, don't confuse. If this becomes true, then this value. Let's say this is 12, this is 10. Just to tell you. Yeah, allowed, not allowed. You can put any of the things. But this is that short operand. You see, rather than writing this lengthy line and maintaining too much of code, we making difficult, hard to read or lengthy to read, we can have a short expression written so that we can show this is how it, make it simpler. With what? It's called ternary operator or conditional operator. Now they also say it is possible to even have multiple, this one, which is kind of nested. Yeah. So we can also keep multiple values, like multiple, uh, version of it. What if age is not 18? Let's say in that case, you again want to check some other condition to check if age is, less than 5 or less than 6. Then you want to do something. So this is called one more level or ternary, kind of nested ternary operator. This is also possible. Just to tell you. Yeah. So here we just basically put a bracket. So we wrap this in a bracket. So this we wrap it in a bracket. Yeah. So while it is returning this value, it's going to check this condition, and then based on that, one of this value will be added at the end, because equal to is the least assignment. Least priority. Yeah. precedence basically. That's what I meant to say. All right, so this is comparison operator, multiple. There is a non-traditional use of this. Okay, not sure what exactly. I think, yeah. So I'll leave it to you guys. Like, okay, so they're giving you what is what, how to do it. So it's saying they're not recommending to use this question mark operator in this way, basically. All right. Yeah, so they're saying replacement for if. So we don't assign the result to a variable. Yeah, meaning they're saying, don't use in this case when you are not assigning something, you are not assigning the result to something, or you are not getting the result. That time, yeah, it's not recommended to use a question mark operator in this way. That's what they're saying. Because you are not assigning anything from here nor from here. You use this only when you have a result to be assigned. At the end, you should have a result. Simply don't say console log. You know what I'm saying? Don't put some console log. You have something to return, that is resulting something, then you put this ternary. Otherwise, you better you write if else statement only. So that's a recommendation. Okay, very simple chapter because most of you know it. Okay, there is nothing special you have actually learned. Yeah, it is almost the same. So we have this operator in other programming also. So but JavaScript also has. So you just got an introduction. Okay, JavaScript also has a conditional branching statement, which is both if and the ternary operator. Any questions so far? Are you all there or
No,
yeah, joined?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so let us discuss about this logical operator. I think this would be the last thing. Yeah, we have got another 10 minutes to go. Simple topic, but then very important things to remember also are there. Okay, another 10-15 minutes, I think we'll be done. So what are logical operators? I said there are bitwise operator, bitwise or, bitwise and. Similarly, we have got logical or and logical and not, yeah, and one more operator which you have to learn here specific to JavaScript. It is called nullish coalescing operator. Okay, so this here, let's understand what is OR operator. Anybody knows what is OR operator? You want to explain? Help me explain.
Yes, sir. R operator will check that condition and it will returns if any of the condition is true.
Okay.
If any one condition is in, that must be true. While AND operator,
So here, okay, the way the OR operator works, you will have two operands. It's a binary operator. It takes two operands. Now, the way it is used to work, so we used to take the Boolean values, right? So it's a truth table. We know there is a truth table here. So the OR operator works, or basically the way it well, it's a condition is if this side is true and the other side is also true, then you're going to get true. Yeah, false and true is true. So basically, it will the result will be true if one of the operand is true. Otherwise, it is false. If either one, it becomes true, then it is true. This is how the OR condition, logical OR condition works. Correct? Even at electronics, if you talk about logical OR gate, this is how it works. Yeah, we all have studied electronics and the gates also. Fine. Yeah. So here, let's see some example here. For example, 1 or 0. So it's saying it just works like this. Okay, first 1 is converted to Boolean value and this is converted to Boolean value. Then we know what is a Boolean value of true and false. So they're saying if an operand is not a Boolean, it's converted to Boolean for the evaluation. Where when you're writing OR operator, it is going to convert into a Boolean value before evaluating. Where within an if condition, okay, so the operand, if it is not a Boolean, is converted to Boolean value. Okay, yeah. So what we understood so far is like a classical OR operator, but then JavaScript will bring some extra feature. You see here, we wrote OR within an if condition. But here we are going to discuss now not in an if condition. What if I put, simply what it is now explaining is, what if I put in this case, just now we understood if 1 or 0, we understood it is true. Correct? That's why this block is going to get executed. But then the next question is, what if I am assigning this result to, so let's say A is equal to 1 or 0. Can you tell me what is it going to return? What will be the value of A? I'm going to write
True.
2. I'm going to write OR operator.
1, sir.
It's true or 1?
Yeah, 1 on.
Why it is 1?
Yeah, in that one statement they have mentioned, correct, sir. It will.
Correct. Right? So the logical OR operator, apart from that legacy way of working, if you write some expressions like this, in that case, it is going to find or it is going to evaluate till it finds a truthy value. So it is going to check if this is true. This is going to check if it is true. It's going to check if this is true. When these two are false, then only it is going to check this value 3. Otherwise, if at all it finds any of this true value, then that will be given as a result. Here we are not writing if condition. This is something different in JavaScript. Yeah. So the R finds a truthy value. Not, it is not going to give you true or false. So that's giving you. Okay. So this leads to some interesting usage compared to a pure classical Boolean. So the classical Boolean will either say true or false. But let's say I would like to know this is empty, or which one is empty, or which has a value. Then I can clearly say nickname is not empty. Then I can take this value. Yeah, this is also called as, so again now this is one use case. The OR operator is also called as short circuit evaluation, which means if it finds a true, then the rest will be ignored. This will not be executed at all. If it finds a true value, that's it. It is not going to continue and print other thing, meaning the second part is not at all evaluated, whatever it is here. That's called short circuit evaluation. See, without even touching the other argument, it is going to compute, it is going to give you a result. Now the same way we have got AND operator. I don't have to tell you what is AND operator. So logical AND, the way it works is, yeah, it is true only if both are true. Meaning true, and true is only true. Rest all the other cases it is false. That's how the logical AND gate works. The same way the logical AND operator also works. Apart from that, just now we understood how the OR works. Yeah, here, you see what is the result we are getting? We are not getting
0.
true or false. We are not getting true or false. What are we getting? It is going to, evaluate everything, all the operands, yeah, until it finds a falsy value. Once it finds a falsy value, it is going to stop, and it is going to return that value. It is not even returning false. It is returning the the operand which has resulted into that falsy value. Yeah, and finds the first falsy value, or finds the first truthy value. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And okay, there is one important point they have given. Precedence of AND is higher than OR. Very important. Sometimes making you confused. Okay, they'll for sure these kind of questions they'll ask. AND is higher precedence than OR. If you have both A and B or C, which one will get executed first? And D. So this executes first, then this executes. Finally, then the OR comparison is going to happen. Yeah. So this is actually another important thing to remember, which is called operator precedence with respect to AND and OR. AND is having higher precedence. Okay, so next we will see one operator which is called NOT operator. So it's a Boolean NOT operator. It is just to negate the value. The result is always a Boolean value. Yeah, result is always a Boolean value. It is just going to convert a given value into Boolean and its opposite. I think very common we write this in if conditions. But then there is also a usage which is called double NOT. You know what is the purpose of double NOT? We know NOT operator, but then many times we use double NOT also in JavaScript. For example, I've got a value in a variable, which is, let's say, a is equal to 5. I don't know whether it is true or false. How do I check? I don't know how do I. So instead of checking, instead of writing, okay, whether it is true or, so we would like to get a binary value. Then we will say not. If it is written in if statement, then that automatically checks and conversion is going to happen. But let's say for some expression, I would like to assign this value, whether it's a Boolean true or Boolean false. How do you give a Boolean value of this? Okay, otherwise I have to write Boolean of this. Correct? This is another way. So instead of writing this explicitly, we can put double knots that will convert into a Boolean value. All right, I think we'll stop here. Yeah. So let me take if